Hey, Shoot and Share friends, it's Rachel Richard, and I just wanted to say thank you for voting for me to be one of the top finalists in the Shoot and Share photo contest this year. I am incredibly grateful, I am incredibly humbled, and I can't even wrap my head around it at this point. But I wanted to give you a little bit of a background on Patrick's picture that I took. I love my job so much, and one of the things I love the most is that I get to celebrate with people during their best moments, but then I also get to be with people during their last moments. And in very rare cases, those two things, the best moments and the last moments, overlap. And that was such the case with Patrick's story. Patrick was a little 10-month-old boy. He had a heart defect that was very severe. His big sister Mira also had one too, and Patrick had spent most of his 10-month little life in a children's hospital, having surgeries, being sedated, having tubes, and you know, different things just happened to him. You know, they were very necessary things, but they were very unpleasant things. And so his outlook, or not his outlook was always very happy, but his prognosis was pretty grim. And so it got to the point where his parents and his doctors decided that it would be best to bring Patrick home so he could finish out his days with his family or surrounded by everyone who loved him, and so he could come and be able to do some normal things that kids his age got to do. You know, you're kind of under some serious restrictions when you're in the hospital, especially for that long. You know, you can't get down and play and on the floor, and you know, it's hard to have friends, you know, over, and you miss out on some of the things that other kids get to do. So I made the drive to Michigan. We are friends with Patrick's family. We love them so much. But I made the drive up on a Thursday. And this particular Thursday, there was everybody and their brother was in town. They had family in town. They had friends in their town. They had community people from their community, neighbors who showed up. It was so cool because there was like the fire department showed up with the fire trucks, and all the guys came out to support everybody, and all the people from their church. But we had a full morning of family portraits, and then in the afternoon we just had a relaxed time of doing lifestyle photos. I was a fly on the wall. I just hung out with them, and whatever they were doing, I just melted into the background and took pictures of it. And this particular picture, well, actually, in the evening, they had a prayer vigil out on their lawn. It was so beautiful and so touching. And then they had also done a bunch of things that Patrick had not gotten to do yet. A lot of his first family walk around the neighborhood in a stroller, his first birthday party, because they were uncertain as to whether Patrick would actually make it to his first birthday party. So they had gifts and cake and hats and singing, and it was so cute. And, you know, and they did a lot of other first things with him. One of the things in the afternoon that happened was he was getting a little sleepy, and it was time for a nap and time for some pain medicine. And so he was playing on the floor on a blanket. And his big sister Mira came over, and she laid down right beside him, and she just looked at him. Now, one of the things that Patrick's parents had wished for was that there would be some kind of bonding between Patrick and his sister. You know, it's really hard to kind of create a sibling bond when you're in the hospital all the time, and sometimes, you know, you're restricted on what you can do and where you can go, and let's be frank, I mean, hospitals can be kind of scary too. You know, and it's also hard to manage two kids in a hospital. That's a big deal. So their wish was that Patrick and Mira would be able to bond like other siblings could. So Mira lay down on the floor next to Patrick and looked at him, kind of laid her head over, and then she started to sing to him. And she sang "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star." And Patrick took a deep breath, and he just kind of exhaled, and his whole body just relaxed. You know, he had been kind of fussy, he was tired, he wasn't feeling good, you know, and there had been a lot of people who had came through the house that day. And he just relaxed. And he reached his hand out and he put it on Mira's face and he just kind of rubbed it a little bit. And she wasn't sure what to do. She looked around and she was like, whoa, what is going on? But she kept singing. And she just melted into that moment. And he kept his hand there and he rubbed it a little bit more. And it was as if he was taking in every feature of her face and every word that she was saying. And he was trying to just memorize her. It was so beautiful. Now, then the moment didn't last very long, maybe 10, 15 seconds at the most. But it was so moving. So absolutely moving. And I didn't even realize I had caught this particular moment until I got back home that night and I was flipping through all the footage and everything. But for me, it was very hard to try and take some of these moments, with tears in my eyes. I can't focus, I can't see. But I walked away hoping I had got some good stuff, but I wasn't sure exactly how much good I had caught because I couldn't see. But I did know that I felt something. I absolutely felt something in my heart, and I felt it very strongly. This particular image was an image that we never planned on being shared. At least I didn't. It was an image that was just for the family. That was for them to use to document a very specific time in their son's life, to use, if he were to pass away, as a chance to memorialize him, to heal with, and to grieve with. About a week after, a little bit over a week after we had taken that picture, Patrick actually did peacefully pass away. And that picture has been passed around to so many different people, to his doctors, his surgeons, to family and friends, to people I don't even know. And with it, Patrick's story is told. Patrick's story of his amazing winning smile, of being able to have the best attitude in the midst of a heartbreaking, like literally heartbreaking situation. And it is so humbling. It has absolutely transformed the way that I do business, that I want to make sure that my way of shooting is not necessarily very posed and very stiff. I want to make sure that I'm capturing those heart moments and those moments where you can literally see someone's soul connect to someone else's soul. It's beautiful. It is so beautiful and so holy and so humbling and so real. And I don't want to do anything else besides that. That's exactly the heart behind what I do. So thank you for this opportunity to kind of share Patrick's story. Thank you for voting for me. I am absolutely blown away. If you want to learn more about Patrick's story and also check out the full-length video of his session that my husband and I shot, you can check out fixingpatricksheart.com, and you can find all of that information. Also find out more information about different heart defects, especially those in children that need some awareness. So thank you very much. Thank you for your time.